It's Realtor Kimia with your tip of the week, and I really want to talk about the differences between the current housing market and the housing market that led to the crash of '07. I have a graphic that I'll share with you which really breaks down some of the differences, because it is a question that I get asked a lot about the 2008 housing crisis. Are we headed towards something similar after the big boom in buying that happened over the last 2 or so years? The short answer is no, we're just not, because the fundamental market conditions are so different. This market was driven by people having the ability to move about the country because they could work from home, having additional savings due to stimulus money, and frankly not going out and spending it on so much. So there were certain factors that are highly COVID based that contributed to this increase in demand. But the other big thing is just looking directly at specifics, like the number of job cuts that were made back in '08 was 8 million. Right now, it's very little. You hear a little bit of news about maybe a Facebook or Google cutting some jobs, but en masse, you're not seeing huge job cuts around the country. In fact, the total jobs now is 20 million more jobs than there were back in '08. So that's a really good thing. The big factor, though, as you'll recall, in '08 was those subprime mortgage loans. Those don't really exist anymore. So not having those be a part of the equation, not getting to the point where people have these mortgages that they can't afford, is really the biggest difference between that '08 housing crisis and our current market boom, that now we're moving kind of past the boom, but prices are still staying elevated because of low inventory. And that's actually the next point. New construction is significantly lower, 3 million homes lower than it was then. And the inventory on the market is still significantly lower. It's like half, even less than half of what it was then. So that is certainly keeping the demand up. And you're just not seeing a high level of mortgage delinquency, people who aren't able to pay their mortgages like we did then. And foreclosures, which is a big thing that I get asked about. There just aren't that many people going into foreclosure, which is obviously a fantastic thing. If you're a buyer who's waiting to find a short sale foreclosure home, they're much harder to find because there's only 0.6% foreclosure happening currently. So what does this all mean? This actually means this is good news for the housing market. If you're a homeowner, there's no reason to suspect that your home value is going to come tumbling down. And if you're searching for a home, you can know that real estate continues to be a fantastic investment. And I'm going to close by reading you some of the quote from an expert, David Stevens. He's the former Assistant Secretary of Housing for the United States. And he says, as the Federal Reserve data shows, home prices only go up and always recover from recessions, no matter how mild or severe. Long-term home owners should view this market right now as a unique buying opportunity. So there's your tip of the week. I hope that is helpful, and I'll see you next week. Bye.